Hello, Talmadge Smedley here with T's Doghouse. I'm in the doghouse, and I am here with Chelsea. Chelsea's an English pointer. I think she's about 1.5 years old, and this is, I believe, the 6th video that we've made with her. So you can look on my YouTube on T's Doghouse, and you can see some of the progress she's made. I'm very pleased with the progress she's made. She's learning a lot of vocabulary. We've been working a lot with the lead. We've got a flat buckle collar, and this is a leash that I use all the time. It's just got a knot in the end instead of a handle, and it's a stiff rope, and it's a small diameter rope. I like it a lot because it gives me a lot of feel. I'm feeling more than the dog's feeling. If I feel like I got to wrap this around and hold on tight, that means I'm not doing a good job of teaching the dog how to walk on a leash. If I can walk and hold this in my fingers, then that means I'm doing a good job of teaching the dog to walk on this leash. I did a video today that you ought to look up, that just, if you haven't already, but it talks about the lead and the flat buckle collar that I use. It also talks about a slip lead that I'll be going to soon. And I think people get that stuff mixed up a lot. You know, you don't go to a slip lead because this isn't working. You don't go to a great big thick heavy leash because it gives you something to hold on to that doesn't bite into your hand when your dog's pulling. That's just exasperating the problem. So let's teach the dog to communicate on the lead, and then we can do it with a little tiny rope. Okay, so I want to show you some things today with Chelsea. We've been working on starting to extend how long she stays in the positions that we put her in, and teaching her a little bit to move away from me, to respect my space and let me move her with my personal space, if you will. How to react to me coming towards her, to tell her to stop or to move away from me. So those are some of the things that we're working on today. So as you can see, she's listening to just very, very light work on the lead. That comes from a lot of time in the obstacle course. Whether that's in your backyard, just as long as you have something you can get her up on and take her around, places to go, lots of direction change, so that they can learn to just listen to just the light feel of that collar on their neck, like you can see she's doing there. We also have established that we can have her sit down, we can have her lay down, which she's getting very used to. And because I have them sit before I have them lay down in the early stages, that makes it much easier. She's in a stage now where when we sit her, she also lays down afterwards. So that's common. Then you have to just start teaching them how to sit back up. Sit, good. So they start to differentiate that sit does not mean lay down, but sit means sit and lie down means lie down. She's a pointing breed, so we're also teaching her whoa, which is to stand still. It's very important that if you're going to teach your dog to sit and to lie down, and it's a pointer and you're going to use whoa, then you got to do enough work that they understand that those are 3 different commands, so that they don't get confused and do one when you want the other. You know, you ask them to stand still, they lay down or sit down, vice versa. That can cause problems in training. But if you've got a good program, you want to have those things, and you teach all 3 separate, then it works just fine. You can have a house dog that knows how to go lay down on its bed and lay down next to you when you're out at the park, or sit when you're walking down the road and you stop. All those kind of things. They can know all those things, but they just need to know all those things. You can't just teach them one, you just can't teach to them a little bit where they can still be confused at what it means. They need to know sit means sit, lie down means lie down, and whoa means stand still, but stand. Okay, so now I'll show you a little bit in the obstacle course. So she's getting good at getting up on things. Come on, get up. And you can see she's starting to do it from a distance in front of me, but I get a lot of that. I get a lot of, okay, I was up, that was good enough. So I want to extend that a little bit longer. So I'm going to ask her, Chelsea, get up. Come on, get up. Good, sit. Now, I like the raised platforms because it gives them a definite line. They understand they're supposed to stay somewhere. When you have a dog like Chelsea, she's got a ton of energy and a very, very busy mind. Her attention span is not very long, so I need to increase that. It'd be a real challenge to just try to get her to stay in a place just on this bare floor. But it helps a lot to have a place that's a specific place, like this school, that bed back there, the tire over here, a rug, anything that gives a defined place that they can understand that that's where they're supposed to stay. Later, they'll be able to comprehend the idea that they're supposed to stay where they were sat or where they were put without needing a defined place. They can do that, but that's just more advanced, and this makes it much easier for them to understand. Now you can see the first time I put her up on there, she was on there and off of there. This time I put her up on there, I put her into a sit. She's focusing. I had to make a couple corrections, but she's starting to focus and say, I think he wants me to maintain this position for longer. That's the benefit of these leads and getting them so conditioned and understanding so well what the lead and the caller is and how it communicates. Because then in these situations, like I just did right there when she stood up, I can put her back without having to repeat the word 400 times, right? And she can just start to focus, and I can just make the corrections with the lead when I need to make them. That's a good chance to talk about correction too, because correction means to be made right, which means that they know, and you're just reminding them, right? And a correction is just what I've been doing here. A correction doesn't need to be harsh, it just needs to be putting them back where you wanted them before. Okay, so Chelsea, come here, bed. Come on, bed. Good. Lie down. Good girl. Good girl. So when we started, there was no way her busy brain was going to do this, and it was a lot of just putting her back. That quick, right? She'd stand up, I'd put her back. I'd put her back. I'd put her back. Repeat it until finally her brain starts saying, oh, hey, I better focus and concentrate a little bit better. You can see I'm getting more. Chelsea. Good girl. Good. Getting more eye contact. I'm getting more of her asking for some affection, which is really good because she wasn't showing that at the beginning. She just was very busy thinking about everything else in the world. Again, it's not a big deal when we lose focus. Bed. Lie down. Lie down. Good, yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good. So she never has really hooked up and wanted to follow the treat where I could lure her around. But she does accept them here and there, so I still feed them to her just to let her know that I'm pleased with what she's doing. Sometimes she takes them and sometimes she doesn't. But you can obviously see she still can learn even though she doesn't have a desire for that treat. Chelsea, here. Here. Come here. Chelsea, up. Good. Sit. Sit. I will see if we can with this one, as she comes off. I missed it that time. Get up. Can you see how she's watching where I'm standing? And as she tries to come towards me, if I close the gap towards her, I can help put her back on. And while I'm doing that, she's learning to respect my space, right? Get up. Get up. Good. If she came down, get up. See that? Just like that. If I can get her to face me and move towards her and back her back up onto there, then she's learning to move away from me. I think that's important. A dog will naturally, if you go towards it fast and in a hurry, it'll get out of your way, right? You scare it and run it off, it'll move away from you. But those are things that are done in fear, not in understanding. So that's why I love in these situations where I can take an advantage of what I just did there. She came towards me, I stepped towards her and backed her back up onto there in a calm way, not a scary way. Gave her some affection and attention, which you can tell she's liking. She's starting to raise her nose to me. Sit. Look up at me like that. I love that eye, that giving me her eyes and focusing on me. That eye contact is just, it's beautiful. It's what tells you that that dog is starting to accept you and look to you for leadership and guidance, for their needs to be met, for their dreams to come true. right? And that's what we're doing. We're trying to get Chelsea so we can make her dreams come true. Her dreams are go on walks with us, to go running with us, to go afield, go hunting with us, to spend time with us in the house, to just be with us. That's her dream. And she can do that when she's obedient. But the dogs that aren't obedient, they don't get to do that. They don't take them to the park with them because they don't know how they're going to act. They don't take them on a walk because they drag them all over, or they bark at all the other dogs. They act aggressively towards other dogs and other people. They don't let them in the house because they tear things apart. You don't take them camping with you because you think they'll run off. If you look at the list of things dogs don't get to do that they would love to do because they're not obedient, because they don't know how to look to us for leadership, guidance, needs to be met, dreams to come true. It's a long list of reasons why dogs' dreams aren't coming true. That's why we do this work, is so that we can help her dreams to come true. All right, so there's a couple little pointers with Chelsea, and you can see where she's moving towards. Her energy levels are dissipating. She's starting to be able to focus and relax and be calm, where before she was bouncing all over the place and always in a hurry. Didn't know where she was going, but she wanted to get there fast. So thanks for joining us. We'll make another video soon. Remember, find us on YouTube and on Facebook. Give us a like and subscribe so that you know when we make other videos. We'll talk to you later.